Mmm, mmm, mmm. Hello and thank you for clicking on today's video where I'll be talking about the Meze Audio 105 Air and also Meze's own boom microphone. I've seen this headphone going around and have thought to myself, damn, that is one gorgeous looking headphone. So I was really excited when the opportunity came for me to be able to test this unit. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Razvan from Meze Audio for sending this unit and allowing me to test and feature this product on my channel. However, this is just a loaner unit as part of the tour and it'll be passed on to the next person for review and sent back to Meze Audio, so I don't get to keep this. However, as always, all thoughts and opinions are my own and I'm still grateful for the opportunity. So without further ado, let's talk about unboxing. It's relatively simple and straight to the point where opening the box you'll be greeted by this hard case that is contoured to suit the headphone it's storing. It's got a few instruction manuals along with it, and inside houses the headphone itself and a small pouch containing the cables. The cable itself is braided and it also comes with a 6.4mm converter, and it's a pretty standard looking braided black cable with Meze Audio branding on the splitter. Not much to write home about. It has 3.5mm connectors, it terminates in 3.5mm, it suits the theme and it does the job. But of course there are nicer cables out there, but I do like how they all tuck in neatly inside the headphone case. Let's talk about the headphone design first. I mean, this thing is simply gorgeous. Those that have trypophobia, which is the fear of hole-like patterns, may have this be a little bit triggering for them, but it has more of a honeycomb-like pattern than holes. It uses different materials like the metal for the bands, acrylic-like plastic for the faceplate pattern, faux leather material for the head cushion, felt for the ear pads, and all in this black color scheme. Even the chrome pieces are in dark gray to keep in tune with the design theme. You've got the 105 Air wording on the top of the headband with Meze Audio's branding. It's all done meticulously and nothing feels overdone, and everything feels like it was put there with intention. Meze has always been known to produce product that makes a statement, and the 105 Air is no exception. What a gorgeous looking headphone, and one that will capture people's attention. For fit and comfort, the headband is retractable, the headphone frame gives it a bit of flexibility, but the ear cups themselves don't swivel around that much. However, with the headband cushion and the really plush ear cups, coupled with the headphone's lightweight nature, it makes for a comfortable wearing or experience overall. The retractable headband adjusts itself to the contours of your head, and the ear cups was big enough to cover around my ears, and the frame itself keeps the uniformity of the headphone design in check when it's placed on your head. Not like it matters to you since you can't see it when you wear it, but at least you can rest knowing you're gonna look good wearing this. Did I already say this headphone looks gorgeous? Before we talk about the sound of the 105 Air, I'd like to talk about the boom microphone that it comes with first. So just going through the design is relatively simple, where you have the rubber sleeve for the wires and you have an on and off button here for the microphone and a volume slider, and the microphone itself located on the left side, and this can basically work with any headphone using a 3.5mm connection. So you can pretty much turn your hi-fi man into a headset by using this boom microphone if you wanted to, which is nice. It also terminates in 3.5mm, so as long as you have a 3.5mm jack, you can connect this to it to use the microphone. Otherwise, they also provided you with the splitter where you can connect it to a dedicated audio interface. So for example, like the Sound Blaster G8 from Creative Labs. I'll have a video talking about this unit soon because this thing is awesome. But anyway, just connect the microphone and headphone to its dedicated line in and you're pretty much ready to go. And I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I pretty much recorded this portion talking about the microphone with the Meze Audio boom microphone itself, and it's relatively clear, but you do get a bit of that background noise coming in. It's not the end of the world and certainly not something to worry about when you're using this for gaming, but for a dedicated audio recording session, I will be using a dedicated microphone setup. The microphone arm itself is really flexible, and despite feeling lightweight and easy to maneuver around, it still has some rigidity to stay in place once you position it. The connectors being 3.5mm also helps with the rotation of this microphone, so there's room to play in terms of movability and not just fixed to one place. Also, I feel the microphone needs to be quite close to your mouth, and adjusting the volume of the recording would also depend on the audio interface and your recording software. So just doing a quick comparison on how it sounds with other microphones. This is the Meze Audio boom microphone connected to the Creative Lab Sound Blaster G8, and this is how it sounds. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is the microphone test of the Mod Mic USB, and this is how it sounds like. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is the microphone test of the Mod Mic Wireless, and this is how it sounds. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. And what you're hearing right now is the microphone hooked up to the Go XLR Mini. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is the Techstar SM10 condenser microphone hooked up to the shock mount and connected through the Go XLR Mini. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. So talking about the sound of the Meze Audio 105 Air. The 105 Air focuses predominantly on the mid bass rather than the sub bass, so you don't get a lot of that deep reaching growl even though it's there, but those looking for that groundbreaking rumble will be left wanting more. You still hear the grumble and rumble from tracks such as Solar Sailor from Daft Punk, but as I've mentioned earlier, it's just there but nothing that is standing out as the highlight. However, you do get a very rounded, snappy and rather impactful bass note. The bass note from Billie Eilish's Bad Guy is hitting on you fast and quick with a full-bodied punch, giving you a really dynamic presentation from the low end that keeps you engaged throughout the track. The low end also lends itself to the mid-range, providing some warmth to the overall experience, giving vocal notes that fullness and richness to its sound. Vocals are also another highlight from this headphone, coming to you front and center with the background music standing where they are in the background, never taking the spotlight away from the singer. If you like vocal focused presentation, then this headphone presents that in spades. It's like listening to the singer in a private room kind of vibe, listening to the Meze Audio 105 Air. There's a bit of sharpness to the trumpet notes, but it's also a small step back from you to give it a bit of that distance so it doesn't pierce your ears, since the overall presentation is closer to your ears. So if they raised it, it would have sounded fatiguing, so this is good if you're treble sensitive, but I would still put a very mild caution. Overall, it's definitely smoother than a lot of planar treble attacks, but because of that as well, it's also sounding a little bit on the thinner side due to the distance, and I feel it's trying to cut through all the bass that the 105 Air comes with, and while it does enough, I can see those looking for that treble sharpness or airiness to the sound might be left wanting a bit more. Despite being open back as well, it's leading towards being intimate rather than having that open sounding nature to its presentation. It's not the final word in detail retrieval, but I don't think that's the intention of this headphone, and it does have enough separation between the sounds and imaging capabilities where you can hear the position of sounds within the soundstage, so it doesn't sound too congested. But on really busy tracks like anime tracks is where the 105 Air shows its limitations as well. It just feels like the Meze Audio 105 Air is meant to give you a musical ride, not focusing too much on the technical details, and if you're looking to find all the micro nuances in the track, then the 105 Air might not cut it for you. I believe a lot of the planar headphones can bring out a bit more detail from your tracks, but what the 105 Air offers you instead is a pleasant listening experience with sufficient warmth and bass performance to keep you engaged, but still highlighting the vocals and giving you some details as accompaniment, all while looking like that. Another thing to note, and I'm not sure it's because of the source I'm connected to or limited to when I'm using the boom microphone, but connecting it to an audio interface like the Sound Blaster G8 from Creative Labs, the vocal presence isn't as prominent, the overall sound tends to be a bit brighter, and the background music comes more into focus, which is great for gaming purposes, but for musical enjoyment I tend to go back to the original cables and hooking it up to a dedicated audiophile source and just have a dedicated microphone, but at least the option and convenience is there with the boom microphone. So unfortunately, I do not have Meze's own 109 Pro for comparison, therefore the only other comparison I have in my collection would be the Sivga P2 Pro, which is coming in at around $50 more than the Meze Audio 105 Air. In terms of looks, it's really a toss-up between the two because they are both gorgeous looking headphones. The Sifka P2 Pro having that wood finish with the metal band, there's a bit more weight to the overall feel of the headphone, and it looks and feels just a bit more premium due to the material used, but the Meze Audio 105 Air is no slouch. They are both really comfortable to wear. However, in terms of adjustability, especially around the ear cups, the Sifka's got a bit more edge in that regard, having more swivel room compared to the 105 Air. The stock cable that comes with the P2 Pro also looks and feels a lot more premium than the stock cable of the 105 Air, but at the end of the day, both are beautiful looking headphones. Both are very comfortable to wear. I love the headband design of the 105 Air, but I gotta give the slight edge to the P2 Pro for headphone adjustability and accessories. When it comes to the sound, the 105 Air has a much fuller sound. It has more warmth and bass quality in its presentation, and it sounds a lot more intimate, whereas the P2 Pro sounds a touch wider, and even though they're both relatively smooth sounding, the P2 Pro brings out a bit more details in its presentation. However, on the downsides for both, the P2 Pro sounds a little bit more hollow in the vocal notes, whereas the 105 Air might sound a little bit too intimate for some. So if you're all about vocal presentation and like your low end, then the Meze Audio 105 Air is the better pick. But if you're looking for a wider sounding presentation with a bit more details coming through, then the Sifka P2 Pro edges out in that regard. So to put it all to a close, what else can I say? The Meze Audio 105 Air stands out. The looks alone will be turning heads, and the sound draws you in, hooks you, and you're off for a musical journey. It's not the most detailed headphone at this price range, but as mentioned earlier, it's not meant to be. And if you're looking for a really comfortable, gorgeous looking headphone that brings you a warm and full-bodied presentation, then the Meze Audio 105 Air does the job. The boom microphone is also a great entry for anyone wanting to turn their audiophile headphones into a headset, especially ones that support the 3.5mm connectors. However, they do have some competition in this space, namely Antlion Audio, where the sound from the Antlion Audio microphones is definitely a little bit clearer and fuller, but at least there's more options out there to choose from. However, this is all based on one man's experience, and I'm curious to know your thoughts. Have you tried the 105 Air, and what are your experiences like? Comment below and let me know. And with that all said, thank you once again to Razvan and Meze Audio for this opportunity, and to all of you for watching. Until the next experience, take care and happy listening.